This is soundoff60, Southwest Louisiana's premier sports show.
Honeymoon may be over. You tell us.
Right.
How does Ed Orgeron handle that immense pressure in college football to win, and of course, what comes being the LSU head coach?
You understand the expectations of LSU. I have the same expectation of myself and my staff.
Yeah.
I've been at Miami. I've been at USC where you expected to win. That's the reason I wanted the job.
Soundoff60 is presented by Merchants and Farmers Bank, where your future is our history. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
We are so jammed with the show this week, I don't have time to talk to you guys. So I'm just going to
Let's just do it then.
Filling out topics.
I've got so many things that I even want to talk about.
Let me lay the foundation. We are so jammed with topics and issues and points that we have to debate and argue about.
Yeah.
Guidry, you have 12 seconds to make your point. Hobbs, you have 8.5.
All I'm saying is this.
Good
luck on that.
All I'm saying is this.
We need quick sound bites.
For all the Dallas Cowboy fans that are out there, sorry.
Sorry, you're old and you got to go. All right, that's one of the subjects. We will not, without further ado, all right, the Dez Bryant leaving the Dallas Cowboys, because we know how the silver star, or is it a blue star?
Oh, my goodness,
what's on the helmet,
man.
blue or silver?
Blue.
Is it blue?
Blue.
The helmet's silver, the star's blue.
Is it
Yeah,
blue?
star's
Okay.
blue, helmet silver.
The blue star, everybody, you know.
Have you ever seen the Cowboys wear a blue helmet?
You know. That's about how much I care about the Dallas Cowboys from a
I'm
fan
with you on that, too.
perspective. All right, but we'll talk about that. An interesting question I want to pose in this whole Dez Bryant
The blue
release.
star is iconic.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm Who Dat
my
Nation
God.
over here.
You would think he watched the Cowboys religiously.
He's from North Louisiana.
Jesus.
It's in his
Scooter.
DNA. All right.
Jeez.
I want to talk about players on the NFL caliber side of who deserves to be consulted when a Dez Bryant is released, or even or even say somebody with New England when they release a player. And you know where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Because that was raised over the weekend to Dak Prescott. Were you consulted about Jerry Jones? He's thinking, I'm a second-year player. And everybody knows we like talking about Dak because why?
Right.
Well, he has the
He's got
connection
SEC
with
ties with us and stuff.
Mississippi
Well,
State.
We love him.
Sulphur, Louisiana, family ties here in the region, that kind of thing.
Yes,
So we'll have
very
fun with
much
that.
so.
Vinton.
We got
everybody in Vinton mad at us.
Yeah, really. Well, it is what it is. All right. McNeese Cowboy Baseball, LSU Baseball also on tap tonight.
Yes.
We might set a mini record here. We're going to spend at least 2 minutes on NBA.
We could.
Okay.
What?
But
But
the
the Saturday
angle
was the playoffs. It started.
It started.
The playoffs.
And boy, some unbelievable games.
Yeah.
But the
You
angle
don't
I
know how
want to take.
lucky you are. I happened to see
there.
the last 2 minutes of the Pelicans game.
2 minutes.
Well, Rick,
We got
Maybe.
2 minutes.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
only because
3.
they're local. That's only because.
No, there was nothing else on.
But I do want to take the local angle of Anthony Davis and the Pelicans. They're in the playoffs, and they won. They won a title. But guys, look, I'm going to get on a soapbox with San Antonio head coach Greg Popovich.
Wow.
This guy is wearing on my nerves.
But Rick, let me tell you
And I'll
something.
lay it out for you. If you saw his post-game press conference after
I
the
heard
blowout
there
loss.
was something, but I'm not
Oh
really
my!
in the
This
loop.
guy is just driving me
But
nuts.
Pop, Rick, you got to realize.
I know all about his resume, and a great guy, great
Pop
coach,
is one of the veteran
well
coaches in the
respected.
NBA, man. You got to give him his
But
props.
he's
though.
got to get with it and get off the egotistical box that he's sitting on.
I know.
All right? We'll
I
get
know.
into that. Hey, in the fourth chair tonight, that fourth chair to the left of Guidry will be very busy.
It
We
will
have
be
former
tonight.
LSU star player and also of the LSU Radio Network, Greg Bowser, in-house to talk with us about the LSU Tigers. So you will take the lead on that discussion.
I won't be able to get a word in.
Maybe not. Also, LaGrange head football coach, the new head football coach, Mariko Wilson will join us later on in the show to talk about Gator
Looking forward to
football
having him on.
going for 2018. And there's a few other things we're going to throw in.
Yes, there is.
A carryover from last week. Remember?
We said we would talk about it.
Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Money Mayweather. You
Let me
ready
tell
for
you
that?
something. I'm ready for it.
Not really.
I'm ready for it.
Last segment, and we will not run out of time.
We won't.
I hope. Anyway. All right. Let's get on LSU football. That's first up. We're going to tackle it in the first segment. Spring game is finally here.
Yes.
It's this weekend, is it not?
This Saturday, yes it is.
Will people actually see the game?
They will.
Will people actually be able to see the players catch and throw the football?
They will.
Okay. That's all, and run
It
the football.
is interesting that Orgeron is like, almost sounds like he's getting his excuses in order. He's warning fans. It is funny. I'm going to write about this later in the week.
Don't expect too much.
I've always been proud of LSU that the spring game is a tough sell for them. You know, they're not Alabama. That's gonna, or even some other schools.
Clemson
Florida,
now.
Tennessee.
Yeah, all of them.
They'll get 80,000
Easy.
for that. LSU fans don't fall for that crap.
No.
But God bless them. LSU's marketing department does all this, and they keep going.
Right.
You know, we're going to do this, and we're going to have tailgating in the pep rally.
Right.
Pep rally in April? Okay.
Hey, the weather should be
God,
nice.
okay.
And then
be a downer, boy.
Orgeron comes out Saturday and says, don't expect much at the spring game.
Yeah, well.
Only 35% of the offense is in.
But here's the devil advocate's role to that. And we talk about it. I don't think LSU is on the way to the poorhouse when it comes to attendance. But they better be smart. You better start positioning the product to the fans. Because you never know.
The
You
spring
never
game
know.
has
I'm just
nothing
saying,
to
it's all
do
part of the
with that.
process. You never know when that fringe will start. Well, I'm going to watch it on TV.
Well,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
happening everywhere. to a
I know that.
degree.
You've got to keep the product relevant, and even if it's LSU, gentlemen.
That's true, Rick. But even at the games, what Scooter is saying, people love their Tigers, and people love to go out on Saturday night and watch the Tigers play.
But don't be naive. Don't be naive.
But
there's a high percentage that want to be at Tiger Stadium. You know why? Because it's the place to be.
It is
on a Saturday night.
But Rick, you know what?
That is true, but
they couldn't tell you who the starting center is.
Getting off topic here a little bit.
I know you are.
But I mean, it's across college football, and it's really a little bit ironic. I don't think interest in college football has ever been any higher.
I agree.
Than it is right now.
I agree.
Yeah.
But Florida struggles to fill up their stadium.
Yes.
And not just.
A lot
And
of them
why?
do.
I don't know. Why? I don't know.
I think high def TV. You can almost trace it to when high def
I'm
TV.
telling you guys.
Got to be 60 inches
telling
wide.
you.
But I
And,
mean,
you know, you don't have to fool with parking.
but if you're a true fan, none of that matters.
Kevin.
None of that matters. If you're a true fan.
Kevin,
But-
you throw that word out in that phrase,
and
true
with-
fan,
with-
okay?
With LSU, for instance, I mean, they're selling all the tickets.
Yeah.
So that's not a problem.
Somebody's
A
going to be in
lot of
those
the
seats.
tickets aren't getting used.
Somebody's going to be in those seats regardless.
Each week.
Yeah.
I'm only saying it's part of the process. Let me lay out the question that you kind of posed to me earlier today. How and when will LSU raise to the level of Alabama and Georgia now? Or will they continually just, you know?
I don't think
Ratchet
it'll be
down?
this year.
Okay.
Let me make one more point. You know about these tickets getting used, and most of them do get used. You know how I can determine now, walking from my car in the media parking lot to the press box gate, how big a game it is? By how many little kids are running around the parking lot. There's a ton of them, not a big game. A lot of tickets were friends' tickets, so you're going to bring all the kids.
Okay.
When it's a big game,
Okay.
there's
Interesting.
adults in those seats.
Interesting observation in theory
I see
there.
what Scooter's saying.
I don't know
with that,
how
though.
scientific
Yeah.
that is, but it's
But I'm
interesting.
telling you,
But-
it's been pretty.
Well, okay. All right. But again, in our last 30 seconds, Mr. Guidry, you're worried about that. I know you
To a
are.
degree, I
'Cause
am.
Every
Yeah, I
week
am.
you cite a Nick Saban thing.
Because you know what?
All right. Now you're going to start citing
Everybody
Kirby
seems
Smart
to be
things.
getting. I mean, guys, look at Georgia. Do you think Georgia's going to have a losing season for the next 3 years?
No.
The answer is no.
No.
The answer is no.
Okay.
LSU, we don't know. We don't know.
I don't know about losing.
That's what
season.
scares me.
I don't know.
That's what
we're
scares me.
inside. When that
Doom
sky
and gloom.
falls,
Yeah.
it won't
Holy
hit us.
smokes.
Oh, wait now. Baseball, you had me going a little bit early on. Now,
well.
okay, so wait now.
Look.
All I'm saying, Rick, is that when you're looking at your Alabamas and your Georgias, I mean, Georgia's always been good. But, dude, Georgia's right now, you saying Alabama, Georgia. You saying Georgia, Alabama.
Alabama's great.
I mean, it's like that.
Alabama's great. Georgia is now great too.
You
All
know,
right?
Rick, you can't
And I'll leave.
almost
Let me
say it in the same breath
as
with
we
the
get
ball.
ready to
And
go.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but let's let Georgia do it more than once, okay?
Scooter.
Come on, Scooter. Look at the
Do you
talent.
see what they
Look
have?
at the
Do
talent.
you see what they
I'm
have?
not arguing that.
Okay, all right.
I'm not arguing
I'm with
that.
you. I know where you're
But
going.
let's let
All right.
them do it
I-
more than once.
All right.
I know what
before
you're
we
saying.
put them in Alabama's class.
I got
I know
it.
exactly
I got
what
it.
you're saying, Scooter, but let me
Before
tell you,
this
look at what
hour
they've got.
ends, I will again bring the pertinent point when it comes to the rise or fall of LSU football and the rise and fall of Alabama, Georgia to a large degree. We'll leave it there. We're
Sound
up,
like
we're up against
sky falling to
that
me.
proverbial clock.
Okay.
All right, when we come back, Des Bryant out at Dallas, Dak Prescott, who should be consulted, yada, yada, yada. Hey, we're working on Trey Quinn.
I've got my answer.
We've been in touch with the Trey Quinn family here locally. We hope that Trey, the former SMU LSU star, will be back by next week's show, possibly coming on. There's no promises.
Yeah.
Why? It's NFL draft week.
It's draft week.
We're here. It's
he
coming
in
up.
town?
It's draft week.
We're hoping. And we're trying to
Draft
get
week.
Trey back in here to talk about the draft and things like that. All right, up against the clock. We'll take a short
Hope
pause.
we can do that. That'd be
Do
good.
come back. Don't miss the rest of the show.
Definitely.
Stay right there.
Soundoff60 is presented by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
You don't have to sacrifice taste to stay in the game. Miller Lite, always brewed to have more taste and be less filling. Miller Lite, hold true.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
Only one light beer has more taste, less calories, and half the carbs. This one. Miller Lite. Hold true.
All right, kiddos, welcome back to the show. Round 2 coming
off
at
that
you.
phone.
Remember, later on in the show, in the 4th chair from the LSU Radio Network, former LSU player Greg Bowser. Also,
Yes.
we'll talk LaGrange Gator 2018 football with their new head football coach, Mariko Wilson. There's another coach that we're working on, the new St. Louis coach, Chad Laverne. I was in
Yes.
touch with him over the weekend. He had some scheduling conflicts. We'll continue to work on Coach Laverne to get in here to talk about
Yes.
St. Louis Saints football. All right,
Yes.
guys, let's get on this Dallas Cowboy thing and Des Bryant. He's a real 29 and a half years old. The last 2 or 3 years, I mean, the
he
numbers
that young?
and, well,
I would have thought he was over
29,
No, 29, yeah.
you know, as a receiver. His stats, his production, his numbers significantly down over the last, we'll give him a break with 2 years. Jerry Jones, he would have been about a $12 million hit. All right, they're going to save about $8.5 million. They release him. Jerry Jones says, sorry, Des, you're our all-time leading touchdown receiver.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I'm telling
more
you,
than
Rick,
Pearson,
more
more
than
than
Yeah.
Irvin,
Yeah.
more than Bob Hayes.
Yeah.
And he's no longer a Dallas Cowboy. At
You got to wonder
29
what that
years
was
old.
all about. You have to wonder what that was all
Well,
about.
what is it all about?
And I know Dez has been a real vocal guy at times.
He splintered that locker room.
At times.
Well, we don't know
But-
that.
but on top of that, Rick,
he has been a nuisance sometimes.
That's a good word.
my point. But guys, on top of that, do you justify that with what this guy has become in your organization? Do you justify?
Is he a
that?
leader?
I think he is.
No, I don't think so.
I
No,
bet-
no, no.
I don't think
If
so.
Let me
he
tell
was
you why.
a leader, he'd
Let me
still
tell you
be
why.
there.
Yeah,
You have
I
to
don't
look
think
at
so. I
guys.
agree.
But you got to look at guys. So you look at guys for what they are and who they are because of what you see on television. You don't know them personally.
Well,
That was
Point
probably
taken.
a few guys
Point
that
taken.
you would probably say that wasn't a leader. For instance, I'll go back to my days in Denver. Vance Johnson. People probably say this guy was just crazy, radical,
Right.
had the spike hair and everything. This guy was a leader.
okay, all right.
Nobody outworked him.
Well, you know, we've
Nobody
had-
outworked him.
Appearances can
you
be
know what I'm saying?
deceiving. Oh,
Nobody
okay.
outworked Vance, man. Nobody.
You know, we've had David LaFleur on here
Yes.
before, And he, you know, he played with Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin's made a lot of headlines off the field
Yes,
that
he
weren't
did.
exactly
Bad
good.
headlines.
But Irvin was also a top flight locker room guy.
I'm telling
you. LaFleur would tell you that.
You can't
when
judge
it
it
was
by that,
time to
Rick.
work, Irvin made sure everybody was working.
You can't judge it by
my,
that,
my
Rick.
negative connotation around Des Bryant is some of the silliness on the sideline.
Yeah.
Passion is great.
Yeah.
Passion
Yeah.
is great, okay?
Yeah.
But you got to know how to funnel it, and you got to know how to express it during a game. You cannot go to a Scott Linehan, his offensive coordinator, and start pointing fingers and slamming and cursing. That's not leadership.
But
that's not leadership.
But now wait.
That's not
wait,
leadership.
Wait, Rick. I have to
sorry.
disagree with you. Now wait. But Tom Brady did it.
Tom Brady has Tom Brady has 5 Super Bowls. Tom Brady has 5 Super Bowls. Tom Brady. Tom Brady.
Brady got in his face and told him, sit down, dude.
Yes, he did.
Don't you call another play.
But he didn't do it as often as.
I see your point, Rick. I see your point. But what I'm trying to say is, Rick, you have to look at the type of environment you're in with the team that. Dallas is a pretty young team.
All right.
Dallas is a pretty young team.
Okay. Let's get to the
They are a pretty young team.
You're
though,
Jerry
really.
Jones. Do you keep him or do you?
Yeah,
cut him?
you keep him. You
All
have
right,
to keep
you're
him.
Jerry Jones. You keep him.
I
You
was
cut him.
surprised they didn't.
You have
So
to keep him.
you're saying you keep him?
Yeah,
I don't know if I
would've kept him.
would, but I was surprised they didn't.
I'm not.
Now
I mean,
let me
the
ask you this.
production has
Who do you-
fallen off.
But
People,
Rick-
this is a business.
When you say production has fallen off,
Yes.
what can you maybe contribute that to?
He's not very fast. He had the second most drops last year
Rick,
in the
some
NFL.
of your best
He had
receivers in
11
the
to
league are
12
not
drops.
that fast. You do know that
But
now.
I don't
Okay.
know, man. I mean,
You do know that.
I don't know. Ever since the non-catch,
Look,
the Green Bay,
let me-
remember that whole thing about
let me
3
tell
years
you.
ago? He's been downhill,
I
dude.
think
I don't know.
I think he had his best days probably when Romo was there. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, sure.
Dak Prescott's pretty
Prescott
accurate.
came on, but you
and
know
he's,
what, though?
and he's dropping balls.
And that is good, but I think that still has that learning curve to know if you check where Dez is going to be. Tony Romo knew.
All right.
Wasn't your
let's talk about. Let's
But,
talk about.
Wasn't
but
your
look at
point-
X's and O's, though, when you think about it. You got to think about it, Rick. Tony Romo knew X's and O's as for where Dez was going to be if he checked.
I
And
think
Dez
Des
knew also-
Bryant. I didn't
Bottom
watch.
line-
I didn't watch every
bottom
Cowboy
line,
game.
I don't
Des
care
Bryant was
if
targeted.
the Cowboys keep Des Bryant or not. I'm a little more intrigued with
Okay.
your other question.
The Dak Prescott, he's going into well, this will be his 3rd year in the NFL. Remember,
Third
great
year.
first year, kind of a drop off. But you know, the 2nd year numbers for Dak
Folks
Prescott.
start figuring you out.
I mean,
Folks start
his
figuring you out, huh?
completion percentage was up.
Yeah.
His several key areas that were up. Now some were down.
Yeah.
But he was still a very solid quarterback. He just didn't win as many games.
Yeah.
Why?
Mainly the wins were down.
Because he didn't have
But Rick,
Elliott.
let me,
Zeke Elliott as a
but
running
when
back
you
for
go
like
back to
8
that, Rick,
games.
Look at the total package as for why you can justify maybe why Dez numbers is down. Look at it though, Rick. You didn't have Elliott for what, 8 games?
Yeah, 6 officially, but you know.
So Rick, could that have been a factor maybe why people could keep more on Dez because you say, well, you know.
You're making excuses. You're just making excuses. You're making excuses to bolster your argument. Let's get on the Dak Prescott
more
question.
their go-to guy.
That's why people would put. That's why people are gonna watch
Does
you.
Dak Prescott, going into his 3rd year, should he be consulted
Yes, he
by
should be
a Stephen
consulted,
Jones?
yes.
Really?
I'm gonna tell you, yes.
Dak, come sit down. We're going to cut Des Bryant. You agree or
that's
disagree?
your
What do you-
future. That's your future quarterback. Why wouldn't you tell him?
They might just.
Why wouldn't you tell him, Rick?
They might.
He
just
said they
as-
didn't.
But I'm saying, why wouldn't you though? That's your future guy.
It's possible they might have just as part of the decision.
Rick said they didn't.
No, I'm saying they could have.
Yeah,
But I
according to
don't
Prescott,
think they
did.
have any obligation to.
No,
I agree.
no,
not
they
with,
don't.
Not with the second.
But out of
year
respect,
guy.
as being the quarterback,
and you know,
yes.
I know where we go from here. At what point, Brady, Breeze, Rodgers, however, how far down do you go where you might consult with say,
Eli
your
Manning?
quarterback?
Look,
And it wouldn't surprise me if they are, but is warm and fuzzy as fans like to think of their team, it's still a lot more business than kumbaya locker room.
Yes, but it's a smart business decision to confer with your star quarterbacks. Because
Well, you
why?
agree with me then?
Their stars produce. Their stars win.
So
Their
you agree
stars
with me
sell
then?
tickets.
So I take it that you agree with me. That
I
he should have been
agree
consulted.
that the stars, the veterans who have paid their dues,
Yeah.
Dak Prescott, I wouldn't have a problem with calling in Dak Prescott. By the way, we're going to do
But there's
this.
no
Get
obligation.
ready.
No,
there's
there's
no
no
obligation.
obligation. No,
But
no,
when
there
it comes to a Drew Brees, an Aaron Rodgers, who look how many players that the Green
Yeah.
Bay Packers got rid of.
But let me tell you-
Belichick got rid of at times stars around
He
Brady.
did. He did.
Yes, there is an obligation that
But-
you call in, you get Aaron Rodgers on the phone. Do you agree with this? And if he says no, keep Jordy Nelson.
Yeah.
You keep Jordy Nelson.
Yeah. But let me tell you
I'm
this
sorry,
also, Rick.
you keep Jordy Nelson.
But let me tell you this too. When they do that as a quarterback, such as your Rodgers, your Tom Brady's, you're gonna get from them. Well, who do you have in mind?
Let
You're
me
not
throw
gonna
this-
let.
yeah,
Go ahead.
well,
You're not
me-
gonna let
me-
somebody
me
go and not
throw
give me an
this-
answer as to who you don't have in mind, Rick. Because now you're telling me, well, we're just gonna wait because you're messing with my money now, and my performance because you're telling me right now I don't know who I'm throwing to. That ain't happening.
You're talking about from
That's
the
not-
quarterback.
yes.
I agree.
That's not
I
I'm
agree.
talking about these decisions, though. Again, I'm playing devil's advocate.
Okay.
You ask Drew Brees or Tom Brady.
Aaron Rodgers, you gotta throw my guy in
Well,
there.
there's others.
Okay.
They're looking at it strictly on field production, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yes.
the way they're
Yeah.
looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're the general manager, you have to weigh salary cap.
Of course. Yes.
Those
Yes.
kind
Yes.
of things.
Yes.
Yes, Scooter.
I mean,
I got you.
Brady and Breeze don't care about the salary cap.
I
You know,
think
Get
they
it,
have
get
a
it.
stay, yeah, they're
Well,
smart guys. I got you. I got you.
Yeah, they know about it.
Yeah.
But the GM has to weigh that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know. So,
I'm a little bit taken back at a move that New England made with Cook. I'm still kind of taken back at
no, I'm not.
what didn't they not see that they know now, Scooter?
Well,
They're a smart bunch of
there
guys,
must
am
be,
I right?
must be
What-
something wrong.
What
'cause
did they not know?
Two of our three, Breeze and Brady, apparently didn't mind seeing him leave.
Right. That's right.
But my point is, why would he go to another team such as mindset of the Saints by having
Well-
a Breeze versus a Tom Brady? What didn't you not
All right.
see? That's what I'm
back
saying.
to Hobbs's point quickly about the salary cap situation. I'm gonna tell you, no, you don't care. If Aaron Rodgers wants Jordy Nelson stays. If
I'm with
Drew
that.
Brees
I'm
wants
with that.
Brandon Cooks stays.
I'm with that.
All right.
I'm
If
with
Tom
that.
Brady really wants, they stay. You can work the numbers. You can do
I'm with that.
the accounting to make it work. They stay. That's how I
I'm with
feel
that.
about star quarterbacks. Okay.
Yeah.
Now
I'm with that.
Dak Prescott.
Yes.
When it comes to Des Bryant, I heard a blurb that he did a radio interview, and in no uncertain terms, he pointed fingers at guys that have C on their chest.
That means
C
captain.
means captains.
That
Who
means
was one of the
captain.
captains?
Tight end.
Dak Prescott and Jason Witten.
And Jason
He's
Witten.
throwing them under the bus, saying, "Guys, I know you threw me under the bus, and get ready." That's Dak
Okay, but
Prescott.
He said that.
No, I'm talking about Des Bryant. Yes.
said
yes.
that.
Yeah.
Also begs the question, Des Bryant's obviously one of the stars of that team.
Yeah.
Why wasn't he a captain?
Where's my bell? Dingy, dingy, dingy. Yes, you're exactly right.
Not always, Scooter.
You're
there
exactly
are a
right.
lot of
All right,
good
we're taking a
players that
short
don't get
pause.
that
When we come back,
privilege,
there's
though.
more of this jam-packed show.
Yeah.
And Guidry is still on 8.5 seconds. No, you're 12 and you're
I'm 12.
8.5.
Don't
Keep those
take
sound
my
bites.
minutes away. Don't take them away.
Seconds, not
Please.
minutes. We're coming back in a little bit. Stay right there.
Soundoff60 is presented by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. Check us out online at soundoff60tv.com.
Enjoy a more reliable, responsible, intelligent, and connected indoor environment that easily adjusts to your preferences, no matter where you are. Uncompromising, unmistakable. Luxair. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
Let's talk about funerals of the happy variety. See, back in the 70s, there were folks in Austin who liked music and Shiner Bock. Trouble was, there wasn't always a delivery truck for Shiner Bock. But there was a hippie man with a funeral car. Wisdom would say, don't put the fate of your beer in the hands of delivery hippies with hearses. Then again, wisdom does not drink.
We promised LaGrange football 2018, and we have delivered. New head football coach for the Gators,
Yes.
Mariko Wilson, has joined us here on soundoff60. Coach, glad to have you aboard. Congratulations. Gator born and bred. How long were you on the staff before you elevated to head coach?
This was my 6th year.
6 years. Okay,
Yes.
that's long enough, right?
Yes,
You're
yes,
ready
it
for
is.
this.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Well, tell us more about your background before you came to LaGrange.
Originally come from right on the outskirts of Shreveport, a little small town called Princeton, Louisiana.
Called what?
Princeton, Louisiana.
Now, wait a minute. I came from that area originally. I've never heard of Princeton.
Well, I went to Halton High School.
Halton, I've heard
here
of.
we go.
Yeah.
I'm from Spring
Yeah.
Hill.
Oh, well, you way up north.
Yeah.
You north of Ruston.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Princeton and Spring Hill about the same size.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Spring Hill's bigger than, well, used to be bigger than Halton. I guess it isn't now.
Yeah.
But college, everything went.
College, I came to McNeese in '91. I finished my playing in '95. I've been coaching now 20 years.
Wow.
I started at Oakdale in '98. Stayed there 13 years. Did a stint at Elton, and then I ended up going to LaGrange in 2012.
Coach, you don't look like you that old to be coaching for 20
No,
years,
you
man.
don't.
Well, Coach, being here in town here at LaGrange, what has probably been the biggest factor for you, for trying with all the other high schools that you have? You got your Sulphurs, you got your Barbs, Washington Marians. What has probably been the biggest factor for you in getting kids there? Because you've got so many schools that are close in the same proximity as you. How big of a factor is it in you getting kids there to get your numbers up? Because now you've moved up in
5A.
yeah.
We've
So
3-5A.
how hard is that going to be to keep those numbers up, Coach?
Got to be seen more.
Yeah.
I think we have to get out to the middle schools, go to some of their functions to be seen. We got to get some new things facility-wise.
Yeah.
One of my biggest things now is trying to get some new equipment for the weight room. So when people come in, it's like a wow
Exactly.
to them. So that's one thing.
You got to sell your program.
Yeah, you got to sell your program.
And to do that, I guess, Coach, you need things that are going to be updated like some of the other high schools have.
Yes.
And I totally agree. And with that, I think that people are going to take notice to what's been going on there at LaGrange, because you guys have had, when Jules was there, you guys had some pretty good years. The people looking for you guys to go a little bit further.
That's what I told them when I got the job. I said, it's not that we was losing at LaGrange.
Exactly.
This is something
Oh,
that
no.
we just got to keep going.
Exactly.
And they asked, what am I going to do? Not much is going to change.
Right.
We got to keep winning. We keep getting the right kids, then we'll be fine.
Yeah.
But we do have to get out, and we have to sell the
I think
program.
that's big.
New LaGrange head football coach Mariko Wilson has joined us, a veteran offensive assistant with the Gators, and elevated to head coach now as Jules Sullen, who was, Jules was there over 10 years, I would think.
Right at 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years. Jules went on to take the position as head coach at Scotlandville on the other side of the state. Coach Wilson, how difficult is it to juggle head coach, surrogate dad, fundraiser, making sure the locker room is clean, uniforms, got to have a helmet, got to have footballs? How difficult is juggling all of it?
Well, right now, it hadn't really been bad.
And dealing with parents, I need to throw that.
I haven't had to deal with a parent yet.
That's coming.
but it's coming. I tell people all the time I hadn't played a game yet.
Yeah.
You know, so right now it's like new marriage.
Yeah.
You know, it's something to get used to.
Yeah.
As far as the kids are kind of starting to buy in. We starting to plan as a staff, you know, fundraisers for to get ready for the upcoming year, because one of our biggest things now is budget.
Yeah.
Like you said something about the sulfurs, the barbs, the sand.
Yeah.
Our budget is not even close. So we have to fundraise to try to make money so our kids can have what the other ones have.
Yeah.
That's our biggest thing now.
Let me jump in. How helpful is it? Because he comes on our show a lot, Dr. Brett Cassio, who's a local orthopedic surgeon. And he has a foundation that helps high schools in Southwest Louisiana get these get helmets and equipment. How helpful has that been?
Well, right now, I don't know. Because like I said, I'm not the head coach. I'm just going into the head coach. But does he help? Yes, he does. He has a big sign that's out front. And he has that is renewed every year. He sends a staff member that works with our kids as far as training, so that helps.
Of course, every little bit helps. Right?
Every little bit helps.
Okay.
I mean, these 6 years you've been at LaGrange, preparing, I guess, to be a head coach, what's the biggest thing you took from Coach Sullivan, you think, you know, that something you saw him do as a head coach, you might have said, well, I'm going to remember that if it ever comes to me?
You know, when I'd never had the aspiration to be a head coach, to be honest.
That surprises me.
When he got ready to leave, he said, you need to think about being a head coach. I said, Coach, I never had the aspiration to be one. I'm fine as an assistant. And I prayed about it. And when he came and he said, look, I got the job at Scotlandville. I was one of the first ones to know. And he's like, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to apply for it. He says, good. So I went to my principal and I told him, you know, and he's like, good. But as far as what I took from him, his thing is his love for the kids. You know, you have to be here for the love of the game and the kids.
I agree.
And he was always there for those children. And that's one thing that I've always been, is for the kids. I treat every kid like they're mine. And that's one thing that I took from him. Is and his work ethic. You know, he was one that he worked. I mean, he worked long hours. I told him a lot of times that he worked too long. But you want to be, if you want to be,
roll up the cotton and go home.
If you want to be good at your craft, you got to work.
You have to. I totally agree. And Coach, you know what? One of the things that I look at in certain high school programs, if you have something that you do well, will you pretty much expose that to other teams? If you can throw the ball, you're going to throw it. If you can run the ball, you're going to run it. What do you see being you guys' strongest point on offense as to what you think you guys can do well this coming up year, Coach?
We have so many athletes.
Wow.
And they're going to be young, but we have a lot of athletes, and I think we're going to throw the ball a little bit more than we have been in the past. But we do have a back that's going to be a senior. With Anthony Johnson that can play. He's being highly recruited, so we're going to give him the ball. But we're going to put it in the air a little bit more than we have in the past.
That sounds good to me.
Give us a sense. Spring drill's got to be coming up. I'm losing track of the calendar. And once you get out in spring and you start, even in August drills, give us a sense of junior, senior, sophomore. Will this be a heavy experienced ball club, or you're going to be coming? You're going to be sending out a lot of youngsters.
We only going to have 10 seniors. My biggest group is my sophomores fixing to be juniors. It's like 25. And my freshmen that's fixing to be sophomores, it's about the same number. We're going to be young. We're going to take our bumps and bruising in the beginning because we lost Cole Frank at quarterback. So we got to find a quarterback. Defensively, we lost our two linebackers that was real good. So we have to find replacements for those. But we're going to be young, but we're going to be very athletic and
I want to wrap it up with I think would be the final question because we're running out of time here. But 3-5A, you talked about your budget, you talk about the numbers, you talk about the behemoths, if you will. All right, not saying that you cannot be, but you do have the Acadiana, the Barb, the Sulphur with the numbers and the budget, the resume, if you will. Do you use that with the Gator football team? Is the old proverbial chip on the shoulder with the little guys? How do you use that psychologically at their age?
Well, we tell them from the beginning that nobody expects us to win. We're a 4A ball club playing 5A.
Yeah.
And, you know, for us to win 3 games last year, that was a plus for us. That was a win. We were 1 game away from making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now this year, with what we lost and losing Coach Sullivan, people still say we won't win a game.
Right.
But we use that as a chip. And our kids are like, we're not going to go out like that. We're going to go out. We're going to go out fighting.
Yeah.
And I believe them.
Okay. Coach Wilson, we appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Big time,
Thanks for your
Coach.
time.
Thank
Good
you for
luck
coming
over
on,
spring
man.
and the off-season and going into summer and August drills, all right?
All right, thank y'all.
Mariko Wilson, new head football coach for the LaGrange Gators. The Swamp. Wonder what kind of games you had in the old Swamp, huh?
We don't want to bring those up, man.
Don't
Look,
bring those. All right, when we come
don't.
back, we'll talk McNeese, LSU baseball, and NBA hoops, Popovich, and I want to get into Ben Simmons. You'll find out where Rick Serro was wrong.
Ben Simmons, man.
I'm going to admit
Boy,
when I'm
man.
wrong, okay? We're coming back
Just
in
had
about
to get
2
him
minutes. Stay
healthy,
right
that's
there.
all.
Sound Off 60 is brought to you by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. The boys in the box will be right back.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
You don't have to sacrifice taste to stay in the game. Miller Lite, always brewed to have more taste and be less filling. Miller Lite, hold true.
Enjoy a more reliable, responsible, intelligent, and connected indoor environment that easily adjusts to your preferences, no matter where you are. Uncompromising, unmistakable, Luxair. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
Only one light beer has more taste, less calories, and half the carbs. This one. Miller Lite. Hold true.
All right, welcome back to the show, Sound Off 60. It's round 4, gentlemen. Well, let's stay on the high school football front.
Yeah.
We had LaGrange head football coach Mariko Wilson on in the last segment. If you missed it, check us out online, soundoff60tv.com, or our rebroadcast every night, 9 o'clock on Suddenlink Channel 4. Don't I do good TV promos and teases? Is that
They're
like,
okay.
what?
They're okay.
I'm
They're
okay? Okay.
Yeah, they're okay.
I'm struggling with this little piece of information, okay? But I'm going to throw it out there.
Okay.
All right? I confirmed that through Barb head football coach Mike Cotrera that the nephew of Brent Favre has enrolled at Barb High School as a freshman quarterback.
That is true.
And they're anticipating young Jackson Favre to participate in spring drills. Possibly go into August as, he's a freshman.
He's a freshman.
A freshman to be?
He's a freshman now.
Yes.
He's a freshman now. He's enrolled at Barb. His dad, the brother of Brett Favre, is a casino executive in the region.
He's a GM.
So, yeah, and they're now entrenched in Southwest Louisiana. I don't know if a lot of people know that Jackson Favre, Brett Favre's nephew, is going to play football.
I had just heard it.
And I struggle with that because, I don't want to throw that out there and the word goes all around the region.
You're getting along with pedigree is what you're getting to.
Well, Brett Favre's nephew, wow, he must going to blow them all off the field. Well, he's a young guy.
He's a young guy.
All right, he's probably very talented. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to put undue pressure and all of a sudden, all of a sudden the whole buzz is about Favre, the nephew of Brett Favre. He's an NFL Hall of Fame. What's your problem with my thought? The floor is open. I'm
Exactly
interested.
what you're saying.
What?
I mean,
Don't put the pressure on the kid. Is
What?
you're
I'm
saying.
interested.
I mean, he's a freshman in high school.
So you're saying I should not have even talked about this?
Yes.
Well, you're wrong.
Okay.
You're wrong. That's why.
Yeah,
that's
not
why
the first time.
I struggled with it,
I'm
but I
Rick.
said, look, I think people are going to be interested. I
think
hope
they are,
that
Rick.
the
I
Barb
see
football
your
supporters and program and coaches,
I see your point.
you know, look, it's an interesting subplot to the Barb season. Look, when word gets out, when they start filming, that's so-and-so Favre. You don't think they're going to think, wow, wait a minute, that's a name that sounds familiar. You don't think,
Yeah, it's
I mean,
fairly unique name.
exactly.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
Favre,
Yeah,
okay,
Favre.
from the movie, it's Favre. So anyway, so I just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay.
All right.
Do you think when you say Scooter mentioned pressure, do you think the pressure's really on Coach Contreras?
No, I don't think there's any pressure anywhere.
I'm just
I
saying,
mean, look,
you know.
he's going to be a freshman player.
You
He'll probably
acting
sit
like
the bench.
the last name alone means, you know,
He's
he's
gonna be
going
an
to the
wake
NFL
up.
Hall of
Wake
Fame.
up.
He's going to be an
Scooter.
automatic?
You
No,
know
Scooter.
how fans and supporters
I think-
are.
I
They're going to
think-
look at this kid
think
and think the
fans-
DNA, and could very well
Yes,
have
they will
DNA
think
pass
that.
by.
Yes, they will think that. Will it happen? We don't know.
Did
But
the
they
son
are
of
gonna
Michael
think that.
Jordan make it to the NBA? No.
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 Exactly.
No.
Did the son of the late Walter Payton have a big impact in the NFL? No.
No.
All right? But
No.
but think about the weight on their shoulders with those names.
That's true.
Those
That's true. I totally agree
names,
with you on
okay?
that. Joe.
All right.
Just expectations.
Let's
that's
get on
all.
to McNeese and LSU baseball. All right, let's start with LSU. Tennessee, how did they come through? How did they fare? We had some wins. Where do we stand now with LSU baseball in the Tennessee? I'm a little behind.
They swept.
They swept. So we got two sweeps to talk about.
With an amazing comeback in Sunday's game.
I'm
Six
out of the
runs-
loop on that.
6 runs in the ninth.
Holy smokes. Okay, you got me on that one. All right. That's good performance. I mean,
That is.
Well, it was, and they won with a walk-off home run.
Yeah.
What
They
kind
were
of ball
down.
club?
They were down by 4 going into the ninth. Break here, double here. In fact, there was actually just one out when they won it. Scored 6 runs, only using one out.
Yeah.
And it surprised me to hear it was the first time LSU had scored, been down by 4 going into the bottom of the ninth, and won the game right then since 1972.
Wow.
What?
That happened one other time, but they tied the game.
1972.
And then won it in the 10th.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
was a couple of years ago against Arkansas.
Wow.
I would have thought it's happened a bunch more. What I'm thinking of, there have been a lot of rallies like that were like in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah, yeah,
And, you know,
yeah.
Wow.
things happen. Because I will say this, I'm going to write about it this week. It does seem like most of the really good LSU teams, and there aren't many bad ones, I get that. They've got a game like that you kind of, well, that's where they really
That's
took
where
off.
it turned.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great.
But
That's the kind of baseball game I can get into. I'm sorry I missed it, but that 2 out
Ninth
and a
inning?
rally like that
Yeah.
in the
That's
the
pretty
late
big.
inning. That,
Well,
that's,
no, it
that's
wasn't
pretty
That
2
is.
outs. It was
That's big, though.
1 out.
1 out. Okay. That's the kind of game. All right, so LSU sweeps. The McNeese Cowboys go to New Orleans and sweep UNL.
Yeah.
This is what I didn't know. Holy smokes, when the story came out, the Cowboys have beaten the Privateers like 16, 17 straight times. That's a little bit of a nice little run now.
That
but
is,
the
that
finals
many
in this
times.
game,
That
how,
defies odds.
it really does. If you think about it, 16 straight over UNL, which is a decent baseball program over the years.
Yeah.
Here's in the 3 games, single game, 3-2, and then the doubleheader 9-6, 9-7.
Yeah.
I mean, 1-run victories in all 3 for the
9-6,
Cowboys.
9-7, yeah.
There you see.
That's what
that
they
could
haven't
be-
been doing.
That
I
could be
agree.
maybe a turning
Well,
point
both
for this
both
team.
McNeese
On the
and
road.
LSU
Yeah.
needed this. Just McNeese to steady their ship a little bit and get them
Yeah.
going in the right direction.
Yeah.
LSU needed a sweep. Tennessee's not great, but everybody in the
So that
SEC
maybe should have been
is pretty good this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
But LSU's next 2 SEC series are both on the road. So 2
That should
straight
be a
Who do
big
they have
test.
coming
they're
up?
going on
Who
the
do they
road.
have coming up?
Georgia and not Georgia, South Carolina and Ole Miss.
Okay. All right. For the Cowboys, overall now 12-6 in the conference, 16-20 as they get ready to host Houston Baptist in a
Yes.
non-conference game Tuesday at the Joe here in Lake Charles. So they're coming around. 12-6 in the league puts them in the upper tier.
Yeah.
You keep building on that, then you'll have that seeding for the Southland Conference, and then you start talking about possibly
Hill's
NCAA
saying,
bid,
he's
whatever.
trying to get that chemistry working And it could be.
Well, I
This
tell
may
you,
be
you
the
know,
turning point for the Cowboys.
junior catcher Dustin Duhon, you can't have a bigger weekend than that.
Is he
Is
hot?
he had
Holy
a big
smokes.
weekend?
I mean, tied a school record in a single game with 3 doubles.
3 doubles.
In the first game of a doubleheader, came back in the nightcap, second game, and got another double.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about a double D performance
That
here.
is.
Dustin Duhon with obviously one SLC hitter of the week.
No doubt
on that
about that.
performance against UNO. So the Cowboys are doing well. LSU
They are.
is continuing to progress. I think, to your point of the turning point of LSU, let's see if the Pokes can have a turning point in this one. Non-conference game Tuesday at the Joe. All right, let's go to where I was wrong. I'm going to save Greg Popovich for the next segment. I said a couple of weeks ago, and I'm quoting now. I said that Ben Simmons, the former LSU star.
No, you did.
No, what I said was, I'm just not convinced he is an NBA superstar.
You said he's going to be a bust.
No, I did not say a bust.
Yes,
I
you
said I'm
said
just
that.
not convinced right now that he is an NBA superstar because he doesn't have that outside shot.
But how does he have?
Look,
and I don't follow it that close. You know that. But it seems like, what do you have, like 50 triple doubles this year?
I know that.
Yeah.
But
he's
again,
off the chart, Scooter.
But he doesn't shoot from the outside. Everything is 2 feet in. The dichotomy of my opinion is I like inside basketball.
Yeah.
I like it when
you
you
like
go
the
for
big
high
guy, Rick,
percentage
but
shots.
you know what?
But where I was wrong after I saw some games, holy smokes, the game he had against the Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron came back from a 30-point lead. It was a great game, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I mean, Simmons was dribbling. I've never seen ball handling that way in years. Passing, court vision, assists, dunks, moves. I mean, I'm thinking, Sarah, where have you been with this guy?
You saw it at LSU, but not as
Oh,
much
not
because
this.
I'm
Oh,
sure all
not
the
this.
LSU fans have the warm and fuzzies about it.
How can... And now, granted,
you
he
knew
took
he
that,
was a superstar when he was at LSU.
Oh, he was
Rick.
great.
How could you not see that?
But he had
when
a
the kid was
that
there?
year off because of the foot injury. And my gosh, this guy is just...
No, Rick, we knew this kid was going to be
But he still
good,
doesn't have an
man.
outside shot.
Hey, you
He
know
still
what?
doesn't have an
Maybe
outside,
he doesn't
but he
need
may
an
not need
outside
it.
shot. Okay. Maybe
Oh
he
my-
doesn't need an outside
He is
shot,
an
okay?
unbelievable passer. And
Maybe he
can
doesn't need
go
it.
to
He
the
is.
hole and finish.
He's a
He
big
can
guy to
finish.
have such
All
good
right, we'll take
ball
a
handling
pause.
skills.
I want to get
He
on a
is. I agree
soapbox
with that.
against Popovich, and we've got Conor McGregor,
Yes.
Money Mayweather, and a lot more to talk about. Stay
All
right
that's going to happen, too.
Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at LeBerge Casino Resort, home of soundoff60. Round 5 with the boys coming up.
It's triple-digit season out here. Now, chances are, you won't crack open a light beer and suddenly find yourself in the middle of a crazy yet refreshing snowstorm, where a bunch of bikini models bring out more light beer to some crunchy classic rock riff. Nah. And anyways, you brought your own snow, and bikini models, and plenty of Shiner Light Blonde. Nice.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
All right, round 5, soundoff60. I told you,
Yes.
I promised you, it was a jam-packed show, and it's continuing.
It is.
And look, we get jammed and more jammer because he keeps running along, and Hobbs just keeps coming out and saying these stupid-ass things.
12 seconds.
I mean,
I stayed in my 12 seconds, Rick.
12 seconds.
Yeah, Ma.
Yeah.
I stayed in,
Hobbs is like shooting down all my great
stayed in my
stories
12
and my
seconds,
ideas.
man.
I
Come
don't know,
on
you're
now,
just-
bro.
I liked your point.
Stayed in my 12
of,
seconds,
No,
man.
you're backtracking now. You're crawfishing. All right, let's move on. All right, let's talk about the New Orleans
Does my
Pelicans.
contract say I've got to agree with you?
No,
hope
if
not.
you're smart, you would agree with at least 90%. Anthony
Do
Davis.
I have a contract?
Note to show, kill Hobbs' contract. All right, renegotiate. All right,
Yeah.
Anthony Davis, I've never said anything about Anthony Davis. The unibrow, there was a story running that he was going to, like, he put it out on
it was
Twitter.
An April
Should
fool.
Was it really?
That was an April Fool.
Really? I got suckered in.
I
I got suckered in.
watching that. It was an
Anyway,
April
the
Fool's
unibrow,
joke, and he got everybody, too.
He is an unbelievable player. I mean, and here it is. Look, all right, they win game 1 in the NBA playoffs against Portland.
Yeah.
Almost collapsed.
I know.
Yeah.
You saw the last 2 minutes. I saw in and out of the
but
game.
I saw other parts.
He's a
that
great
I know.
player. Now, he was
Oh,
great at
is.
Kentucky.
And you know what?
But boy, he's a great player.
I don't think of him as being really flashy. And every now
Yeah.
and then he will.
Yeah.
But you're right. He is
he's a
a
strong-
Calipari coached him for how many
basket-
years?
Very strong.
Calipari coached him for how many years?
One.
Okay. Just wanted to make that.
Oh, here we go.
I'm just saying.
Here we go.
I'm just saying,
He's one of the
Rick.
exceptions.
Okay, Rick.
Did he win a title with Anthony Davis?
Okay.
SEC boy. Did he?
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
I don't remember. I don't think he did either.
I don't think that the one and dones in Kentucky only won one.
Yeah, they only won one. Scooters
They
right.
won one and they were done.
I think all four of them
I
went.
don't think it
Four of
was
them went.
Davis.
Let
out
me
of the
move
five.
on. You used up your 12 and a half seconds. The late Tom Benson owns the Pelicans.
Yeah.
Okay. Can New Orleans, in a market, can they build around Anthony Davis, or is it a foregone conclusion that Anthony Davis is going to get out of it? He's that good that he'll leave New Orleans when he has an opportunity.
Well, I have no idea. But
I
let's
mean-
keep in mind, you want to build around him? They're doing fairly well now.
They are.
I mean,
And they don't have Boogie Cousins.
They don't have their second best
You're
player.
You're right.
You're right.
You're right. And this Drew Holiday. Holy smokes, is this guy a player too? So
he
maybe
is.
they can, look,
Rick,
if Oklahoma City can do it,
Yeah.
can New
I agree.
Orleans?
Yeah, well,
Maybe.
in
Well,
the
Oklahoma
end, they
City hadn't
lost
won a
Durant,
title,
but they lost Durant.
But
Yeah,
you
you're
know what, Rick?
Same thing as,
Yeah,
as
you're right.
Davis.
The whole thing is, Rick, you've got to have the buy-in from the player and from the team that he's with to say that this is our guy.
Yeah.
You have to have
I only
it,
bring
Rick.
that up. It's
You
going to
have
be
to have
fun.
it,
We don't really focus in on a lot on the Pelicans.
to
I've
have
been to
it.
a couple of their games. Unfortunately,
I've been
not
to a couple
playoff
games.
games.
Yeah.
Because NBA playoffs, you're not an NBA fan, but
Yeah.
boy, it's a whole different kind
They
of
are.
a
It's a
whole
different
different
ball
brand of
game, Rick.
It
basketball.
looked like
It's
a
a different
regular
ballgame.
season
Oh,
game
you're
to me when I
nuts.
watched
It's a different
it.
Oh, you're
ballgame.
nuts. Scooter,
What in
come
the
on.
It's
world
way different.
were the Portland Trailblazers thinking at the end of that game?
I don't know. But
You're down by
no.
3. You've got 8 seconds left.
Yeah.
You're bringing it in under the Pelicans basket,
Yeah.
and you drive the lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a wonder that didn't part like the
No.
Red Sea.
Yeah. All right, staying on basketball, college basketball. The national signing period was last week after our show last week. Heath Schroeder, the new head basketball coach at McNeese, has now 7 signees.
Yes.
Many of them junior college, as we thought. Okay.
You have
Guards, Roydell Brown, I think his name is, who was at a JUCO school in Mississippi, but he started like 10 or 12 games at UL Lafayette. All right.
Really?
So, and he got a teammate so he's bringing in a couple of guys from the same junior college with Brown. So look, 7 players, guys.
Yeah.
And there might be 1 or 2 more. So it's going to be interesting.
It is.
Sounds like
Gonna be some
he
new
was on
faces.
that show last week.
Gonna be
and
some
he
new
said,
faces.
I'm bringing in numbers.
Yeah.
And
That's what
we're
you
gonna-
have to have, Rick.
Yeah, we're going to change it.
Sounds like an overhaul.
Anything new on the LSU basketball front? Wasn't
Ah,
they?
Not really.
But didn't they? You told me about they were in line to get the #1 player in the state of Louisiana, or maybe one of the top players in the South. LSU basketball. Do you remember
I think
that?
it was. Yeah, I remember that, Rick. But I
don't
don't remember
remember
the
his
kid's
name.
name, though, Rick.
All right.
I can't remember the kid's name, but I know what you're talking about.
I think I have time for this. Let me get on a rant with Greg Popovich, one of the greatest.
You definitely
NBA
have
coaches.
to say that. You have to say
Yes,
that now.
will go down
Okay,
in the history of
you
the
have to
NBA.
say
He's got
that.
5 NBA titles.
You have to say that about Pop.
Tim Duncan was there. He had talent. What bugs me about Popovich, okay? He loses a wipeout game to Golden State. What does he do? And you know me, I'm the biggest supporter of media. What does he do? He sits down in his press conference, and we all know his sideline antics.
Yeah.
And I say disrespecting, or he doesn't want to. Doris Burke, the best sideline interviewer, reporter ever in sports.
Never heard of it.
Doris Burke.
Let it go,
remember her?
Scooter, let it go.
Watch more NBA.
We're getting off.
All right,
Scooter,
getting
let it
off
go.
on time. He sits down in a postgame and he plops down and he says, "I'm just tired of this. What do you want?" to the media. I mean, that's his job. Answer a question or two. What is some
Well, I'm
fumbling
not
report? No. What is a
certainly
fumbling
not
reporter?
going to disagree with you, but I've seen a lot worse.
There's not many worse than Greg Popovich.
I mean, I've seen a lot worse.
I know Bobby Knight, okay?
Oh,
There's
yeah.
many examples of this. But then one of the reporters in the background was fumbling. Coach, what did you see wrong tonight? Oh, I'm sorry, it was a game this afternoon. And he looked at, what do you mean? What did you see? What did I see wrong? He's just an ass.
Oh,
He's
Rick,
an ass.
come on, Rick.
He's an ass. And the
I mean,
NBA should tell him
I
to answer
understand.
the question and do it with somewhat of politeness.
Yeah.
That's all he's asked to do.
But Rick.
If he wants to give one-word answers
But
on the
Rick-
sideline, that's his prerogative.
but let me
you
say
go
this,
into
Rick.
a post-game press conference, answer a damn question. You know why? Because the reporters that are asking those questions are what, Hobbs?
don't know.
They're conduit to the fans.
Well, sure.
That's their job.
But a lot of times, press conferences like that, if I'm writing about it, ooh, yeah, I like this.
I know, because you're a columnist.
Because you're gonna get
you
the
want
truth.
all that
I think you
spicy.
get the
want,
truth.
so
So
he's an ass.
Yeah, but you know
he's
what,
an
Rick?
ass.
When you look at that and everybody, like you say, Rick, as a coach, to a degree, Pop, you've got to be decent.
I know you lost by 30. Suck it up.
And that's the thing, Rick. Can you want him to be happy when losing?
No! Suck it up.
Okay.
Suck it up. Give me
Kind
a
of
break.
like goes back to an old Cam Newton interview, huh?
Okay. All right. When we come back, you got that sword out tonight, don't you? You want to get on that again? You want to get on that
I'm
again?
just saying, Rick. I'm just saying. Wow.
Cam Newton was wrong too.
I'm just saying,
Cam
Rick.
Newton
I'm
was wrong
just
too.
saying.
All right. When we come back, we'll wrap it up. With Conor McGregor, Money Mayweather, and a tidbit or two. So stay right here. We're coming back in two.
That means
All
I
right.
can go now, huh?
Sound Off 60 is brought to you by our friends at Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at La Berge Casino Resort. Sound Off 60 24/7 online at soundoff60tv.com.
For more taste, less calories, and half the carbs, there's only one light beer to grab. Miller Lite. Hold true.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
You don't have to sacrifice taste to stay in the game. Miller Lite, always brewed to have more taste and be less filling. Miller Lite, hold true.
All right, let me congratulate you, Mr. Gidry. You've done very well with the 12.5 seconds
Thank
tonight.
you, sir.
You've done,
I've been
you've done
trying to
well.
stay
Hobbs, on
focused.
the other hand,
I didn't
has just
notice.
been
no, I give you a D- tonight. You need to agree with me more, huh? A D- tonight.
I
D-.
couldn't even get a word in.
You got
pretty
many
good.
words in.
I did pretty good,
Most
Scooter,
of it
I
was
did.
idiotic, but you got a lot of words.
I did pretty
in.
good, Scooter. I
All
did.
right, let me
man.
throw
I
this
did.
little. I don't know if y'all heard about this story. I find it kind of interesting. We haven't talked about it much. Former Florida coach, South Carolina coach, Steve Spurrier, 72 years young.
73, 72?
Coming back to coach in, I think it's called the American Football Alliance.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
it's gonna be like a
In the
AAA.
what that would be, I guess, the winner of 2019.
Yes.
After the Super Bowl in 2019, this
Yes.
league that apparently has some money behind it.
They do.
And Bill Polian,
They
the
do.
former Hall of Fame GM, is involved in this.
Yeah.
thing. And Steve Spurrier is going to coach Orlando.
Yep.
Well, I'm just saying.
I mean,
look,
isn't that a
Well,
no-brainer?
number one,
Well, kind
this
for
league
Florida.
has no illusions of competing with
No.
the NFL.
No, not at all.
It's set up to be what it is.
Yeah.
I think the key,
Off-season football.
They
Formally,
assured Spurrier number one, in this deal, he doesn't have to recruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they assured him he probably won't have to work that hard.
Yeah.
No.
I don't blame him.
Not at all.
You get to call him some ball plays.
Yeah, there you
Light
go.
it up.
Yeah. Look,
Light it up.
I'm all
That's it.
for these leagues to develop and fill gaps or whatever. And of
Farm
course,
leagues, pretty much.
I think the XFL is planned to come back, but not until like 2020.
Yeah.
This league is a year ahead of them.
Yeah.
I don't see how two of them can survive.
Anything keeps Steve Spurrier in the public eye, spotlight,
Yeah.
media, I'm all for it.
You love it. See,
I'm
you
all
want to
for
sit behind that little laptop of yours, and you know, you love that Steve Spurrier stuff.
Everybody likes
Feed
Steve,
it to
man.
me, Steve.
Yeah, feed it to you. All right. Let's talk about UFC. We didn't get on it
Let's
last
don't.
week. Conor McGregor. Everybody knows by now he beat up a bus.
He did.
Injured some
And
guys on
he
the bus.
paid for that bus, too,
All
by
right.
the way, okay?
Kevin, I'll go to
paid
you,
for it.
Kevin, because I know Hobbs doesn't care, doesn't want to
paid
talk
for
about
that bus, Scooter.
it. It was a PR
That was
stunt.
a shame.
It was a
probably
P. It was
I've
a P.
heard more people say,
It probably
you hit a
was,
bus,
Scooter.
that window does not break
Yeah.
like
Really?
that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was special glass
Oh,
put in
he-
there
No.
just for that stunt.
No,
I don't know about the glass,
No,
but it was
Scooter,
a PR
no
stunt.
way.
It was a PR
Yes, it was
stunt.
a
way,
PR
Scooter.
Dana
stunt.
White, the president of UFC, comes out and said, "Oh, Conor, he's involved." Look, when
Big
did
time.
the
That glass was like the chairs they break over
Yeah,
their head in
exactly.
the WWF.
To my point, when did the almighty UFC become the second coming of WWE? I thought UFC.
That's what they are.
These guys, UFC was purchased at some point for $5 billion.
Yeah.
Billion.
Yeah.
When did they have to start resorting to PR tactics like this, Kevin?
Keep it interesting.
I'm not the biggest UFC
Keep it
fan.
interesting, Rick. Keep it interesting.
So that's their
You got-
problem. They don't have
Yeah.
any stars.
Yeah, that's it.
They
You're
lost
right.
Ronda Rousey.
You're right.
They
You're
lost,
right.
what was it, Lesnar?
Yeah.
I can't remember his first
Brock.
Brock Lesnar.
Look.
Now Conor McGregor's kind of going nuts.
And they lost the other big guy, too, from Africa. What's his name? I can't think
John
of his name.
Jones.
They lost him.
I know some of the
So
names.
they're losing some of the big stars. So you have to do these. I mean, when Conor McGregor goes into boxing, you know there's a need to bring attention back to the sport.
But I thought he did fairly well against Floyd Mayweather. He did fairly well. He lasted.
He did
I knew he
okay.
was going to get his butt
He
kicked.
did
but-
okay. He
All right,
did okay.
So now let's go to the
He
other
did
side
okay.
of the story. Money Mayweather, okay? We all know, 50-0.
Yeah.
He's hinted, he's threatened, he's more than hinted that he's going to fight in the octagon. Money Mayweather, all 155 pounds?
148.
In the octagon? Is he
Yeah.
nuts, Kevin?
Hey,
Is he nuts?
for 100 million, I'll get into it. I'll
Would
get
you?
into it.
Would you?
For 100 million?
Would you? Against who?
I'll
You're
go-
a heavyweight.
Hold
You'd
on.
have to get in there
I'll
against
go into
Lesnar.
it with no clothes on. Man, don't play with me.
Whoa!
For 100 million,
Oh, I'm not going to buy that.
Scooter be on the
close,
front row.
I
You
am
go,
not-
kid. Go, kid. Go, kid.
That's one show I'm not buying. I buy a lot.
Hey, I'll be on the bus.
You heard it here.
Oh, my
Guidry will
goodness.
fight in the octagon naked
100 million?
for 100
Come
million.
on, Rick.
Holy smokes. He
100
cannot-
million.
look,
Come on, man.
Money Mayweather.
Next week we are going to talk about real sports. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Look, Rick,
He
believe
can't
it
be
or not,
serious. He cannot be serious.
I think
He cannot be
people, like you said, people will pay for this.
Oh,
Rick.
I'll pay for it.
People will pay
I'll
for
pay.
this. And I'm
I'll
gonna tell
pay.
you, sometimes that's
I'll
all
pay
you
for
need.
Mayweather in the octagon.
Sometimes that's all you need.
And
I'm
we
just-
wonder
I'm
why
just-
this country
I
is
know.
going to hell.
I'm just
I
saying.
know. I'm part of it.
I'm just saying, Rick, it'll be a sell.
I paid the 100 to
It
see
will be a
McGregor
sell,
versus
man.
Mayweather.
Yeah, it will be.
I would
Everybody
pay.
did, Rick. Shoot.
You
But
go ahead.
it will be a
Mayweather
sell.
in the octagon.
Can you believe that? I would love to see that.
I
would love to see it.
I'll wait and see. I'll wait and
I would
see.
love
All
to
right,
see
we're
it,
up
man.
again. We're out of time. Great show.
We are, as
Jam.
always, man.
Guidry.
Wow.
A+.
Thank you, sir.
Hobbs, D-. D-. D-, dadgummit.
Well, I
next week, though.
look upset about your grade.
You need to be upset.
I'm gonna lose a
All right,
lot of
guys,
sleep.
Great show.
All right.
Glad to have you aboard. We'll do
Thanks,
it all
guys.
again next time.
Soundoff 60 airs on Suddenlink Cable Channel 4 Monday through Sunday nights at 9 and again Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10. Soundoff 60 also airs throughout Southwest Louisiana on Vive Broadband Channel 6 at 9 p.m. Check your local listings. Post your questions and comments for the guys and access our website and our great advertising partners at soundoff60tv.com.